Just kind of talk about how the guys have responded coming off of LSU.
Well, they were pretty upbeat tonight. A lot of energy. It was very refreshing to see that, and they've kind of put that LSU game behind. We were looking forward, and just ready for another game.
When you go back and watch that one, what kind of stands out about it to you when you look at the offense?
Obviously we've got to figure out a way to score more points. There was times that we got whipped. They were a very aggressive and athletic defense. Obviously we'd like to been able to throw the football a few more times. We got a lot of pressure, but give that bunch credit, and we're continuing to work hard to get better.
When you looked at the film, what did you see from Clint, the quarterback?
Thought he did some good things. I mean, he hung in there, showed a lot of toughness, bounced back. It was really good for him to see how he'd react in certain situations. We faced a lot of adversity, and for a young, inexperienced guy, that's what you look for as a coach. How is he going to respond to the adverse situations? How is he going to respond to his teammates when things aren't going good? And I was very pleased with the way that he handled himself and the way he responded, to his teammates.
I know it's not just the wide receivers in the passing game, but why has it been so hard, you think, to find a guy step in for Emory and stretch the field vertically like he was able to do?
That's a good question, and we're continually trying different guys to do different things. The fact that Trevon Reed came back, that was a positive. He has the ability to stretch the field vertically. He only practiced one day last week and was a limited role, but his role expand, and we just need some other guys to get more consistent, I think, is the bottom line as far as that goes.
Gus, you've been in this spot for 3 or 4 weeks now. You need someone to kind of step up and be more consistent. Is it frustrating to you that nobody's really kind of taking that role?
Well, it's frustrating to me when we're not playing well on the offensive side. It's not just one thing. There's a couple different variables that are keeping us, from playing better than we are. I mean, some of it has to do, we've been playing very good defenses, but at the same time, we've got to find a way. And, that's what I'm continually trying to, try new people and trying to figure out new pieces of the puzzle. And we're just waiting on somebody to step up. And, I feel very confident that that'll happen. We just, we need to do that pretty quick.
Are there any changes you can make in the offensive line to try to get things going?
The thing about the offensive line is, you can see areas that we're really improving on. And anytime you mix and match, and, Chad Slade's played 3 different positions, and, we rely on a lot of our guys working together. And the fact that he's got 2 starts under his belt and the guys are starting to be in place, we just are continuing to work.
Has there been any thought to playing Greg Robinson or Westerman this season, kind of get them ready to jump in next year?
Well, there's been a lot of talk about a lot of the freshmen in those 2 too. But, you evaluate them and you evaluate if they're ready and if they can help you. And as a coach, you got to do that. But there has been talk, throughout the year.
Just kind of talk about the kind of blending at quarterback there. Is that something that you feel like that makes it tougher for Baird and Clint?
I think so. Anytime it keeps a quarterback out of his rhythm. So I got to do a better job with keeping our guys in a rhythm. Kyle Frazier's done some very good things, and he'll continue to get better. But I think it's fair to say that it's been tough, especially last week, for Clint to get in a rhythm. And I need to do a better job of helping him do that.
Gus, you mentioned your frustrations. This is sort of new to you going through this, the offense the last few weeks. How do you deal with that personally?
Well, you just gotta look at everything. You gotta evaluate everything. And my goal is to try to make us as good as we can be. And I'm continually doing that. And our coaches are continually doing that. And I really feel like we can get better. And that's what I told our guys today. We need to find ways to improve each week, get better at what we do. And I really look for our guys to do that.
Is Ontario a guy who can maybe take on a bigger load the way he's playing?
Well, he's been carrying a big load, but he is one of those guys that we can hang our hat on. There's no doubt. He's a true champion. He took some good licks and he got back up. Most people would want to come out of a game like that, but he's a great leader. He's been a great leader for us, the last 2 years, and we need to continually try to find ways to get him the ball.
What's it mean to an offense to see Clint his first start kind of get beat up and roughed up like that, but kind of keep coming back and staying positive?
Yeah, it means a lot. And, our players have a lot of respect for Clint even before that game. And But I know after the game, they really respect him. And the way he responded, you know, he didn't complain, didn't point fingers. He said, hey, we just got to stick together. And he showed some very good leadership skills for a guy that's very young and inexperienced.
Guys, from an expert perspective, there seems to be, what y'all have done in the last 4 weeks or so seems to be quite different than what you did the first couple of games when you actually were scoring a lot of points. How different is it, and is there going to at some point be a move back to in that direction again?
Well, you know, I think a lot of it has to do with the defense that we've been playing. You know, we've hadn't had a lot of time to throw the football at times, and we've not been consistent throwing and catching. And so I think there's a lot of variables that you know, have to do with that. But bottom line is we got to do a better job of being able to take what the defense gives us. I mean, if they're going to put guys up, we got to be able to throw the football. And at times this year, we've been inconsistent doing that when they bring an extra guy down and dare you to throw. So I think that's our challenge, and we'll continue to work on that. And you know, we'll continue to keep that in mind.
Because I mean, even in your book, you talk about throwing the ball down the field being such a vital part of this offense. Is it important to get back to where you're doing more of that?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think we've got to be able to be good at both running and passing. And kind of like I said the last couple of weeks, you know, our challenge is throwing the football. And when we get passing yards down the field, you know, and get that rhythm, you know, we're a lot more effective offense.
You'd said earlier in the season that you guys were still kind of trying to find this year's identity for the offense. Are you still looking for it? And if so, is it kind of troubling that it's taken so long?
Well, you know, you look for your strengths and you try to build around them. And at times we've had some, but we've been inconsistent. I think that's the bottom line for us. We've been inconsistent. And, you know, the challenge that I've got is I've got to get us more consistent. And so that's what we're working really hard to doing. Our guys understand that. And the good thing is they're continuing to work. And now that we're settling in offensive line-wise, you know, I think they'll get better and better as it goes. You know, receiver, but we need to get more consistent there, and we need to get more consistent from the quarterback position also.
Did Emory do anything tonight?
Yes.